Hi friends, Right Careers welcomes you to another brand new video for this week. This is Yes Sudarshan, your career coach. Butterflies in your stomach, palms getting sweat, shivering voice, shivering teeth, not voice like this, and a trembling voice. Now, all these are signs of stage fear. Now, when your child is called for any addressing any audience, be it in the class or in the assembly or in any public domain or public forum, your child would have prepared well, right? He or she would have rehearsed it really, really well and practiced a lot. But when he or she is called for to address any assembly or any session, he or she gets a thunderous response, clap and things like that, a goosebumps moment will come to any child, and that actually can create some kind of butterflies in your stomach, some kind of sweating, some kind of nervousness, and that leads to something called stage fright or stage fear. Now, even when the child has prepared really well, when he or she goes on to stage, they might not really deliver what they want to actually speak because of stage fear. There are many children whom I know struggle to cope up with this phenomenon called stage fear. Not only children, even professionals, even adults are struggling to cope up with this concept called stage fear, be it a seasoned politician or a cinema actor or actress or even corporate leaders. They all have this stage fear phenomenon. Even when they grow up the ranks, the moment they come onto the stage, everybody will be nervous, including me, and there's no exception in the world who's actually not. I mean, someone cannot say I'm not at all stage fear, because every audience is different, every stage is different. You too might have experienced, that's the beauty, as a parent you too might have experienced during your school days, in your daily walks of life. Public speaking was once seen as an extracurricular activity, but today if you ask me, public skill or public speaking skill has become a life skill, right? So this week we will see some tips as to how to improve or how to overcome this stage fright. So the topic that we have taken for this week is six factors, or rather six ways to help your child overcome this stage fear. So we will see one by one. The first tip that I thought I can definitely suggest students is, or parents is, to practice really, really well. So good preparation and practice. And there is a famous proverb, right? Practice makes a man perfect. So that's absolutely spot on when it comes to the proverb. And that can be huge success when you practice really hard. I mean, you can't blabber without preparing, right? So you have to really practice the content or speech, whatever you make. And when you practice, the age old technique of practicing in front of the mirror, it's very, very important, because that works. Practicing in front of the mirror will not only shrug that fear that you have, but it also can help you improve the facial expression, the body language, the shivering, etc., etc. So practicing in front of the mirror is definitely very, very important. That's the first tip. And the second tip that I thought, as to how to improve some kind of stage fears, how to overcome some stage fear, is, as a parent, you teach them to be relaxed. Now, it's very difficult for a child to make him or herself feel relaxed, because as a child they will not know what is relaxation and things like that. The very thought of getting into the stage itself can be nervous for many, because you usually speak at home, but when you go and address a public audience, they might feel little bit nervous or anxious. Teach them to meditate for a shorter duration, a 30 seconds meditation or a deep breath before the start of the presentation or addressing, or even some kind of hand stretch or something like this, a leg stretch, hand stretch, pull-ups. These things will definitely control, or rather remove the body fear that they have, and then make them a little bit more comfortable. So the second tip that I thought was to teach them, as a parent, to teach them to stay relaxed. The third tip that I definitely thought we should suggest is to seek advice. Now, seek advice from whom? Seek advice from other children who have actually done well before. So if you have a classmate who has actually done well, allow your child, or let your child go to the other student, and then seek some kind of advice. That really helps in terms of planning or understanding how the child has actually delivered the speech properly. Not only that, in addition to seeking advice, you also seek help from your neighbors, you also seek help from teachers, friends, families, as a third person, as a third eye, they can come and then they can also help in the process of improving that stage fear. The fourth tip that I thought, will definitely help improving that stage fright is befriending the audience. So what is befriending the audience? Before a child goes and deliver the speech, a child can actually talk to the audience for a minute or so. So that actually sends a signal in terms of, befriending or making the friendly approach towards the audience. When the child walks in, if he or she smiles, that actually, breaks that shackles, I should say, or rather ice breaking thing can happen when he or she smiles before they start. Not only that, uh, talking casually with the audience will really make them more friendly. So talking to the audience and smiling to the audience is a very important tool to overcome this stage fear. The fifth tip that I thought is definitely to maintain the right pace. Now, this is a very difficult thing and most important factor also, because when a child is asked to speak, usually you would have seen that the child delivers the speech at a very fast pace. That's purely because of the nervousness that the child has. So when the child delivers fast, what happens is the child can mispronounce few words, can actually miss out on few things that the child actually wants to say. So you have to make them practice and deliver the speech at a proper pace, and it's very important that maintain that pace. Not only maintaining that pace, but give a judicial pause whenever there is a pause that's required. Whenever there is a comma, ask them to pause and then address, so that they don't miss out on anything that they want to convey. The final tip that I thought I should definitely recommend is make them feel natural. It's very important that their children has to be themselves and they cannot imitate or copy someone. Remember, everybody makes mistakes. A parent makes mistakes, an adult makes mistakes, children also make mistakes. Very simple. Children, even they can afford to make blunders, not mistakes. They can afford to make errors or blunders. The more they make error, the more they make blunder, the more they will learn. That's the logic. Children will definitely improve based on their experience. So winning is important. We all know that winning is important. It's very important. But at the same time, participation is very important. The more they participate, the more they come on stage, the more they shrug that fear. So allow them to participate, make them feel comfortable even when they make mistakes, so that they improvise from that. So if you put all these things in practice, the whatever 6 tips that I suggested, if you put all these things in practice, I'm sure that this stage fear can be overcome for sure. And in case you feel that the child has still not overcome, you can enroll your child in courses that helps children speak, go on public skills, public speaking skills, etc. But definitely stage fear is not something that if you think it's a disease, no, it's not. It can easily be overcome using all these tips that we have suggested. And that's all I have for this week. And in case you have more tips, do ping us. All those details, credentials are there beneath this video. And do comment on the video, or do share this video in case you like this video, and do subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is www.youtube.com/rightcareers. And until next Monday with another brand new video, see you all. Take care. Have a safe week. Thank you.